Hello everybody, Professor Hassey here, Business 635 Week 6 update. Our topic for our update is our recently posted Electrics Incorporated assessment case for our final grade in the course due at the last day of our course. And you are to, this is, I guess you could say, is the equivalent of a final examination for our course. It's a capital budget analysis and paper combined into one. So first of all, let's take a look at this case. I've asked you all to read it this week, and then we'll be studying it in our classes over the next 2 to 3 weeks. The Electric Incorporated case is a company that has to decide, for the sake of their market, for the sake of their company's future, to provide for a sustainable electric motor. And that electric motor has two options. Your case analysis will do two capital budget analysis for each of the two possible products and determine what has the greatest return. And that's what this case is all about. The key to the case and the key to the paper occurs on page 4 of your reading, the analysis, where you have to answer 9 questions in regards to this case. These 9 questions are your paper. Your paper is going to address the answers to these 9 questions in APA format. The paper is to be an APA format, as I said, which includes a title page, an introduction or abstract page, your content pages where you explain the answers, and a conclusion, and naturally a reference, any references that you use in this case. Also, to answer these questions, you are to be doing a capital budget analysis in a spreadsheet. And you read these questions, find out what you have to do, and then on page 5 is the variables to the case, where you are to construct the capital budget analysis for 2 products. Product number 1 is CTX13. Product number 2 is MT78. You are going to be doing the base analysis based on average scenarios, but also you'll be doing a scenario analysis taking into account weak and strong demand levels of the product. Put all these variables into a capital budget case or analysis, and you can determine the return. Here are the sales forecasts, the cost. These are also the costs: labor, parts, S&G&A. They're the same cost for each product, and then each product has another variable cost, which is the controller and installation. As you can see, they're a little bit different. Also, there is a warranty cost for the electric motor and a warranty cost for the controller. Those are also variable costs that you need to calculate. In addition, you have to do a weighted average cost analysis, weighted average cost of capital, with this following information giving you the cost of debt and the cost of equity. I would assume the capital asset pricing model would be the one to use for this analysis. You're given the capital structure of the company, and you're off and running. This is an 8-year project with no salvage value, and you're going to be using the marginal accelerated cost recovery depreciation schedule for these 8 years. Marginal accelerated cost recovery is a depreciation schedule that's in your textbook, but also you can look up very easily on the internet. We'll talk more about that in subsequent weeks. Now, that's your case. I've also given you a rubric of how I will grade this case, A, B, C, and under, and you are to review that rubric to see what your responsibilities are. In that rubric, I give you the sensitivity analysis percentages, because you will be doing a sensitivity analysis as a risk analysis for these 2 products. Now, how can you prepare for this work? Again, as I said this week, I'd like you to read this case, try to understand it, see what you got to do. In subsequent weeks, beginning next week, I will review this every week with some additional information and details to help you get it. But you can start this case right away. Here's a spreadsheet I'm including in this video this week. It's a basic review of the capital budget analysis. A calculation of the weighted average cost of capital, which in this case, in this example, is 8.83%. You can see how I did it. And then I give you a blank base case. You can fill in these numbers and try to prepare this as practice. All right, I give you the answers. But also I give you blank sheets where the gray or the darker highlights are is where you put the numbers to do the analysis. For example, let me make this a little bit smaller here for us. So this is a case that you can practice on. Put in your investment, put in your variables. Where all these are white, those are formulas. You don't have to touch them. But if you put where these darker cells are, fill those in with numbers, you'll come up with this capital budget base analysis. And I give you the answers right here. You can check your work. I also give you a weak analysis, a strong analysis, and then I give you a risk analysis, which is a scenario and sensitivity analysis. If you'd like to practice that, you can do that right here. Fill in the darker columns. This graph will construct automatically, and you can compare your work here. This will be a good practice for you understanding the capital budget analysis. You'll be doing this for the Electrics Incorporated. You'll be preparing a base case, a weak analysis, a strong analysis. You'll be preparing a risk analysis. This is all templates for you to use for that case. You'll also be preparing a cost of capital analysis. So I strongly urge you to keep this file, use it as a template, but also complete it. See how we came up with this information. So this will be a very good practice over the next week or so for you to prepare for the Electrics Incorporated analysis. If you have any questions on this, we will be reviewing this in our class discussions, but this is a good template excuse me, to use in your capital budget case analysis. Strongly urge you students who are don't have much history in doing capital budget analysis to try to put this together and then compare it to the answers I give you. All right? So that's the electrics case. We have 3 grades remaining in this course. The electrics case, case number 3, which I'm giving you next week, and case number 4. Those are the final 3 grades of this course. The Electrics Incorporated case, you have 3 weeks to prepare. So plenty of time to do that. We'll be reviewing that over the next subsequent weeks. Case numbers 3 and 4 will be on the topics of the data of the current week that we're discussing. So that's where we stand. Any questions or concerns, let me know. But this is an important part of our second half of our course. Please review it and we'll go forward. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great rest of the weekend. Bye-bye. There I am. See you later.